clear. Type a yes in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. Type a yes in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. Brilliant. Okay, brilliant. Quite a number of people can hear me. And so, like I said, my name is Mohammed Suleiman, and in today's session, we'll be doing something very interesting. Very interesting. I have about 50 people on the call. We are expecting, a lot more people to join us as we go ahead with the session. But as we wait for those other persons to join us, I would love to know where you are joining us from. Are you joining from Nigeria? Are you joining somewhere in Africa? Are you joining from the UK, the US? Let me know in the chat box. Where are you joining us from? I'm joining from Lagos, Nigeria. Where are you joining us from? Where are you joining us from? I would love to know that. Where are you joining us from? Where are you joining us from? Where are you joining us from? Okay, Lagos, Benin, Cross River, Abuja. Where are my Kenyan brothers and sisters? Who is joining from Kenya? Who is joining from Ghana? Where are the South Africans? Okay, let's know where you are joining us from. Let's know where you're joining us from. Brilliant, brilliant. Quite a number of people are from Lagos, like myself. That's good. Port Harcourt. Fantastic, fantastic. So quite a number of people have joined us. We are still expecting more. Today's session, I promise you, is going to be highly insightful. You're going to be learning so many things in today's session. What we're going to be learning goes beyond what the topic of the session is. So this is the point where you want to share this link with anybody you think and you know that will benefit from a session like this, so that they can also get to go home with one or two things at the end of the session. But before we get into it properly, I want to ask a question. Okay, I'm gonna ask a question. It's a joke question. That's the spoiler that I'll give you. Okay, you can call it a riddle, you can call it a joke question, you can call it dad jokes, however you want to call it. But I want to know: are you ready to participate to help me answer the question? Are you ready to participate? Type ready in the chat. I want to know if you are ready to participate. Okay. I want to know if you are ready to participate. And the winner is going to be the fastest person to get the answer. Okay. The fastest person to get the correct answer will be crowned the winner. Okay. The fastest person to answer the question will be crowned the winner. Brilliant. Brilliant. All right. Okay, so here goes. Okay, Henry says I should fire down. Okay, it's about to go down. Okay, it's about to go down. All right, so here's the question. And I'm going to say it just once. I won't repeat myself. So I need to pay rapt attention. Okay, that was the reason why I asked you, can you hear me clearly at the beginning? Okay, pay rapt attention. Now the question goes, 2 slices of bread went on a date. Who can tell me what happened on that date? 2 slices of bread went on a date. What happened? What happened? Somebody said they ate it. They ate it. Somebody said they were buttered. They got toasted. They were eaten. None came back. They came together. They were eating. They married. Okay, this is getting interesting because nobody has gotten the answer yet. So it's getting interesting. It's getting interesting. 2 slices of bread went on a date. What happened? No one came back. What happened? So, okay, let me help you with the correct answer. Okay, somebody said nothing happened. They made a toast. Okay, that's very close, but not the correct answer. The correct answer is it was loaf at first sight. Loaf at first sight. Okay, LOAF at first sight. That's the correct answer. Okay, yes, that was what happened when two slices of bread went on a date. So clap for me, guys. Clap for me. Clap for me. I came prepared. So clap for me, guys. Clap for me. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. So now let's get into it. Okay, let us get into it. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so that we can go right into why we came here. All right, we didn't come here to crack jokes. We came here for real business. Okay, now once you can see my screen, I'm going to present it anytime now. So once you can see it, I want you to type in the chat box crystal clear. Okay, once you are able to see it, I want you to type in the chat box crystal clear. Okay, crystal clear. All right, so my screen is up now. If you can see it, type crystal clear so I know we're on the same page, and then we can go on with today's session. Okay, and we can go on with today's session. All right, brilliant. Quite a number of people can see my screen. So yeah, let's go ahead, please. Let's go ahead. Now, what we're going to be looking at today is crafting / tailoring a winning CV. There is a reason why this is even our topic today, and I'll get into that as we go into the session. Okay, but the key thing is when you've been applying to jobs, you always get rejections. I'll share my own experience with you as well. I had some funny job application experiences I'll share with you. Okay, but that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. So to introduce myself properly to you guys, okay, if you can't see my screen, please don't worry, one of my team members will tell you what to do in the chat box any moment now. All right, now just a little bit of introduction of myself. My name is Mohammed Suleiman, and I am the Chief Operating Officer here at Nebient Analytics. In a second. All right, so my name is Mohammed Suleiman, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at Nebient Analytics, and I'm pushing close to a decade of experience in the space. I've had the opportunity to work with top firms like Alfa Romeo, Nestle, and just so you know, Alfa Romeo is one of Italy's largest luxury car brands. And they used to be a sister organization with Ferrari up until about 2016, when Ferrari became a standalone organization themselves. Guess what? I worked with that firm remotely from Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, so I love to share that with you guys, so that you know that these things are possible. And I've also had the opportunity to help over 3,000 Africans switch careers from classroom to their very first tech job. I also transitioned into tech. I was not born a tech pro. I had my first degree in mechanical engineering, and today I can call myself a successful data analyst and data scientist. Okay, so if I could do it, you can do it. So many other persons, have been able to do that as well. Now, for those of us who are meeting us for the first time here at Nebient Analytics and you're wondering, who are these guys? You're welcome. Nebient Analytics is an edtech firm that stands for something unique. Now, what's the gap we come to close? During my experience working with the white folks, okay, remotely from Nigeria, one of the things that I discovered was that more than half of them were able to get into tech because they had access to premium tech training. Okay, now you would agree with me that there are so many tech training programs in Nigeria, in Africa, but how many of them are actually premium? That's the big question here. Now, for you to what's it called, identify a premium tech training program. Okay, they're going to give you three things. Number one is real world scenarios. You're going to work on real world case studies. Number two is you would learn soft skills that are beyond those tools and technologies that you're going to be learning. Soft skills like presentation skills, how to answer questions, how to negotiate a salary with a potential recruiter, and all of that good stuff. Okay. And the third thing a premium tech training program would give you is they will give you lifetime services that ensure you continue to get value even after a program has ended. If you don't see this, if you don't see any of these three things in a tech training program, run away. All right, how do we do it here at Nebiant Analytics? We have chosen three tech career paths: data analytics, data science, business analysis. And you're going to be working with astute professionals in your journey on real world case studies for you to get the experience. The attendance form is in the chat box. Okay, you want to get my slides and all of that. The attendance form is there. You can click on the link and fill it. Okay, but I think we should get into it even more before you even fill the attendance form. Okay, let's even know if this is a session that will benefit you. Are you with me? Our roadmap for today is this. We're going to first start with how to job match your CV. Okay, and you only job match your CV to increase your chances to be invited for an interview. Many of you may have been applying to jobs, getting rejection letters and what have you. How do you fix that? That's why we are here today, and we'll do a little bit of practicals as well. Okay, fantastic. Shay David, you're doing fantastic. Number two is we'll look at some of the extra layered career supports that I talked about and how we do it here at Nebiant Analytics. Okay, and also some success stories of some of our past and even current students. And then guess what? There will be a special announcement at the end of the session, and I would give you the opportunity to interact with me here today. So if you have any questions during the course of my presentation, all you need to do is to write it on a piece of paper so that you don't forget. And then once we end the session, you would have the opportunity to ask your questions. Okay, are we good? I need you to confirm that we are good to go before we get right into it now. Type good to go, good to go, good to go. Are we good to go? Are we good to go? Are we good to go? Type good to go. Okay, I can see the thumbs up. Good to go, good to go. How many of you remember to go? To go. How many of you remember to go? Okay, when I was saying good to go, okay, somebody typed good to go. I remember to go. All right. So I said, you know what, let me pay my respects to go. All right. So now for us to even know here that okay, you are in the right place. Let's even test whether you are in the right place. Do you want a tech job in 2025? Do you want a tech job in 2025? If you don't want a tech job in 2025, you are not supposed to be here. Okay, if you are here, you should want a tech job in 2025. Okay, and if I ask you why do you want a tech job, most of you say the money. Okay, which is a very good reason. That was in fact one of the reasons I transitioned into tech myself. All right, that was one of the reasons I transitioned into tech myself. Now, for you to get a tech job, there is something I found out that a lot of beginners do. Okay, one very big mistake a lot of us do, and I did it back then. Okay, is what you apply to all the jobs with a single CV. You have one CV that you paid somebody to do for you, and that's the only CV you use to apply to jobs. It is wrong. Guys, it is wrong to do that. Okay, in fact, for you to apply to any job, I want you to see that job like a fingerprint. Okay, each job is like a fingerprint. print. It is unique. So the CV you use to apply to that job must also be uniquely tailored to the job. Am I making sense, guys? Am I making sense? Every single job you apply to must have a dedicated CV. A dedicated CV. If you do not sit down to tailor your CV to suit the job you're applying to, you are simply just wasting your time. And it explains why you apply to a job and the only email you get is, oh, unfortunately, oh, we regret to inform you, oh, unfortunately, okay, we'll be moving on with another candidate. If you've been getting that kind of email, that is the reason why you do not tailor your CV at all, or you do not tailor it enough to get you the results you are looking for. Are we together, guys? Are we together? Are we together? Am I making sense? I believe I am making sense. Okay, fantastic, fantastic. So now, applying to jobs is the beginning of the whole process of getting a job. Okay, that's the beginning of the whole process of getting a job. So let us look at what's the roadmap from applying to job to actually getting the job, and where are you falling short, and how does it affect you down the line. Let's look at that together. Okay, let us look at that together very quickly. Now, first off, okay, the first thing is you hit the apply button. Now, what goes on when you hit the apply button? That's exactly what I want to explain now. The moment you hit the apply button, your CV, unlike what you think your CV goes to one HR person and the HR person looks at it. You are wrong. Your CV goes through a robot called ATS. ATS. How many of you have heard of ATS? Applicant Tracking System. ATS, Applicant Tracking System. Okay, fantastic. Applicant Tracking System. That's where your CV would go to. What happens in the ATS? The ATS looks at your CV and tries to match it. What we are going to be doing today practically, it does it. It matches your CV to the job and then scores it on a scale of 1 to 100. Now, depending on the cutoff mark set for that job, you'd either be sent a rejection letter or you proceed to the next stage of the process. Okay, so your CV goes into here, and over 95% of CVs are rejected at this point. More than 95% of CVs are outrightly rejected. Now, the ATS takes less than 2 seconds to job match your CV. Less than that. Okay, that's how it works. Now, if you move to the next stage, an actual person like myself and yourself then takes a look at the CVs that have been selected. All right, an actual person takes a look at it, and then, based on some criteria, they invite some of those people to the interview. Are we together? Some of those people are invited to the interview. Okay, and after the interview is conducted, one person gets the job offer. One person gets the job offer and the rest are sent home. Okay, so you can see how competitive the market is. You can see how competitive it is. All right, but guess what? Most people fall out at this place here. Most people drop off here. This is where most people end. Most people end up here. So how do you scale from this application? How do you scale the ATS so that an actual HR person looks at your CV? How? That's the big question, and that's exactly what we are going to be doing within the next 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, we're going to take a practical look at job matching. We're going to take a practical look at job matching, and in between, you're going to be learning, one or two things. So I need you to pay attention to me. Okay, if you've not been paying attention, now I need your attention 100% going forward. If you want to get my slides, you want to get the recording of the session later on into your mailbox, fill out the attendance form in the chat. You see the blue link there posted by one of my team members. Click on it, fill out the attendance form so you don't miss those valuable resources. Okay, I'll also be I'll be using a sample CV today, and I'll be sharing that as part of the materials for today's session. So do well to fill out the attendance form if you do not want to miss that. It is still not too late to send this link to anyone who you feel would also benefit from a session like this. Let them join so that they can go home with valuable insights from today's session. Now, let's get into the practical. We're going to do job matching. Okay, so I'm going to look for a job online. Okay, I'm going to look for a job online. I'm going to use LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn. How many of us know LinkedIn? 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 Okay, fantastic. How many of us don't know LinkedIn? You've never heard of LinkedIn. This is the first time you're hearing of LinkedIn. Let me know. This is the first time you're hearing of LinkedIn. Let me know. If this is the first time, type first time. Just type first time if this is the first time you're hearing. You are hearing LinkedIn for the very first time. Okay. I want to believe we can hear me. Please confirm. Shakirat, are you here? Can you confirm you can hear me? Can you confirm, please, that you can hear me? Okay, fantastic. Looks like people can still hear me. Okay, brilliant, brilliant. All right. So in that case, yeah. Okay, brilliant. Now, just wanted to confirm right there so that we're on the same page. Yeah. Now, LinkedIn, for those of us who are hearing LinkedIn for the very first time, LinkedIn is a professional platform where you get to showcase your personal brand professionally so that you get seen by potential recruiters. Okay, if you want to get into tech, you must have a LinkedIn account. Okay, you must have a LinkedIn account, and not just an ordinary LinkedIn account, but an optimized one. But that's not what we are going today. What we want to do with LinkedIn today is to search for jobs, because you can also search for jobs here on LinkedIn. So I'm going to click on the search bar and type business analyst. Okay, business analyst. Now, business analyst is not the only career path you can search for. Okay, but I'm using business analyst as one of the key career paths that are high in demand as of today, as a demo in today's session. Now, you can try this on your own with any other career path that you deem fit. Okay, now I'm going to hit enter to search for business analyst. Now, once I search for business analyst, and the next few things we're going to be learning now is how to filter to see specific jobs. Okay, so what I'll do, can we see my screen? Let me increase it a little bit so that you can see it. Okay, I believe it's a lot better now. You want to click on jobs. Okay, people are saying I can't see the screen. Is it that you can't see my screen, or things are too tiny, or what's the situation? If you can see my screen, please type I can see your screen, so that those that cannot see my screen knows that it's a problem from their end. Okay, so I'll just zoom in one more. Okay, I want to believe now it's better. Okay, now it should be better. All right, so now once you've searched the job role, I'm searching for business analyst. I want to click on jobs. I'll click on jobs. So it's 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 it gives it gives me results for jobs. It gives me results for jobs. Okay, it gives me results for jobs. Are we together, guys? Are we together? Are we together? Are we together? Are we together? So it gives me the results for jobs. Okay. And I want you to take a look at some. I want you to take a look at something. Whenever you are here searching for jobs, whenever you are here searching for jobs, okay, whenever you are here searching for jobs, all right, you want to ensure that your location is EMEA. EMEA. You don't want to put Nigeria there. You don't want to put what's it called? Um, any other location. Search EMEA. EMEA simply means Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Okay, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Okay, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Now it brings results that are tailored. Okay, and that's why you want to use EMEA. Now, once you've done that, you want to filter for that. But before I filter, you can see straight away how many job results are there. 7,568 open roles as we are speaking right now for business analysts. 7,000 plus. Okay, so that's not little by any means, but we want to filter. Now, I want to filter to the jobs that were posted within the past 1 week. Okay, within the past 1 week, I'm going to filter. And then I want to filter to jobs that are just remote. Okay, I want to filter to jobs that are remote jobs. I want remote jobs. I want to work from home. Okay, remote jobs. I'm going to click on remote and click on show 166 results. So for jobs that were posted within the past 1 week, and they're all remote, for business analyst alone, 166 jobs. Can you possibly apply to 166 jobs? Only you. Okay, so that's the big question. But that's not the bone of contention. So let's come here now. This is business analyst in a company called Confidential, EMEA remote. So you can pretty much work from anywhere, and it was posted 3 days ago. Okay, so it's very recent. So let's look at it. Now, what you want to do is this. You already have your CV somewhere. Okay, you have a CV somewhere. All right. So what you want to do is you come to you read about the job and all of that. They need a business analyst, Okay. So I'm just gonna cancel this. So what you want to do is you want to see the key responsibilities: gather, analyze, document business requirements, prepare reports, dashboards, etc. A little bit of data analysis in the local qualification, bachelor's degree, 3 years of experience. You should be proficient in SQL. You should know how to do a little bit of data analysis, including process mapping, and they have an offer, remote work opportunity, and what have you. Now, what you want to do is you want to highlight the requirements and the qualifications and copy it. Okay, right click and copy. All together, right click and copy. Okay, right click and copy. We are doing practical here, so if you're sleeping on this one, I'm so sorry for you. Okay, so it's either you are paying attention or you are doing it as I am doing it. Okay, now you copy it. Now after you've copied it, you want to go to ChatGPT. You want to go to ChatGPT. How many of us know what ChatGPT is? How many of us know what ChatGPT is? How many of you have used ChatGPT? I want to know, have you ever used ChatGPT for anything whatsoever? Have you ever used ChatGPT for anything? Anything? Have you ever used ChatGPT for anything at all? Have you used ChatGPT for anything? Fantastic, fantastic. Now, for those of us who don't know ChatGPT, somebody said I use ChatGPT for assignment. Okay, fantastic. I use it to draft my CV. Fantastic. Okay, very well. So for those of you who don't know ChatGPT, you may know or be familiar with Meta AI on WhatsApp. Okay, Meta AI on WhatsApp. If you've ever used Meta AI on WhatsApp, That is very similar to how ChatGPT works. So why ChatGPT? We are in the era of AI. You don't want to rack your head. So what you are going to do now is this. Let me explain why we are here. Remember when I was talking about the ATS? Let me take you back a little bit. Remember when I was talking about the ATS? Okay, here. When I was talking about the ATS right here, just give me a second. You see this dancing robot here, this ATS. Okay, we want ChatGPT to assume the position of this ATS so that we can see our results before we even apply to the job. I don't know if I'm making sense here, guys. We're going to ask ChatGPT to play the role of the ATS so that we can see our fate. Okay, we can see the chances that we have even before we hit the apply button. So this is going to reduce the number of unfortunate emails that you are getting as you're applying to jobs. So let's put it into practice now. Let's put it into practice. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is this. Okay, I'm going to write a prompt. All right, I'm going to write a prompt. Okay, to ChatGPT. A prompt is an instruction you give an AI. Okay, so the attendance will be in the chat. Okay, Shakirat, could you help me with the attendance, please? All right, so one of my team members is going to put the attendance in the chat box so you can get to fill it up. Okay, that's it in the chat box. Now, I would tell ChatGPT to take the role of the ATS, and this is called role playing in generative AI. That's what it's called, role playing. So I'll tell ChatGPT, I want you, okay, I want you to assume the role of the ATS, and then so that there is no ambiguity, so that there is no story, I am going to tell ChatGPT what ATS is. But guess what? ChatGPT is smart enough to know what ATS is, but you don't want to leave room for unwanted behavior. AI can sometimes behave erratically, so you need to be clear and straightforward. Okay. Now, ATS means applicant tracking system. Okay, applicant tracking system. So I want you to assume the role of the ATS, and I will provide a JD, okay, and my CV, okay, and my CV. I'll provide a JD. JD means job description, and then I'll provide my CV. Now you will then go on to rate my CV on a scale of 1 to 100. Okay, how well it matches the job description, okay, which is JD, okay, the job description. All right, how well it matches the job description. Now the goal is to get the opportunity, okay, to interview for the job, okay, that's the goal, to interview for the job. All right, are we together, guys? So we've told ChatGPT what we want. We've told ChatGPT exactly what we want. I'm going to share the prompts. Let me share it in the chat. Okay, it's going to be part of the materials I'll share, but let me just share it right away, since some of us are already, doing it with me. So I'll share the prompts. Now that is in the chat box. I've shared it. Okay, so after this, all you need to do is just to send it. So when you send it, ChatGPT will tell you, absolutely, I can do that. It's going to look at, all of the things that you need, okay, and to assess the CV. So it's going to ask you, please provide the JD, okay, provide the JD and the CV. please go ahead and share the JD and your CV. That's what it needs. Okay, so I'm going to click on this place and Control V. Okay, okay, did I Control V? I pasted the wrong thing. I beg your pardon. Let me paste. Remember, I copied the key responsibilities. So I'm going to copy that and paste it here. Okay, the key responsibilities that I copied earlier from LinkedIn, I'll paste it here from that job. I hope you all remember. We're on the same page, right? The job that I saw on LinkedIn, that I copied the JD, I pasted it here. The next thing I'll do is click on this plus sign to upload my CV. Now, you need to exercise caution when uploading your CV. I need to mention this here before I proceed. Don't just upload any document anyhow without caution to to an AI or to ChatGPT and the likes. Ensure you do not have very personal information in the document, like your house address. You don't need your house address. In fact, when you're applying to jobs, you don't need your house address on the CV. All you need is your location, Lagos, Nigeria. That's enough. You don't need your house address because you don't want unwanted visitors, do you? Okay, so you need to protect yourself very well. House address very sensitive. You don't need your date of birth and some other unnecessary information. So if you have that there, take it out. Okay. Sometimes I even tell people you can take your name out or replace it with another name, with a fake name, so that the information on there cannot be traced back to you. Okay, just for your own personal safety. Now, after we're assuming you've done all of that, okay, we're assuming I have done all of that in today's session. So I'm going to just click on add photo and files, okay, and then when I click on that, it's going to take me to where I have the sample CV on my laptop. So that's the sample CV. I'll click on it. I'll click on open, and then it's going to upload the sample CV onto the window. Okay, so it has opened. I have my CV now and the JD. All I need to do is to send it. Okay, I send it and I sit back. I send it and sit back, and I allow ChatGPT to do its job. Okay, I allow ChatGPT to do its job, and I want us to look at this together. What's the overall score? 82 over 100. 82 over 100. Sounds like a good score, right? From the get-go, it sounds like a good score. Some of you may do this. You may get maybe a little bit higher than me, okay, from the get-go, or much lower. Some of you may get 50, some of you may see. If you are doing it currently, type your score. Type your score in the chat. Let me see what you have. If not, later on, you can share with me what your score was. So this is telling me 82, meaning if I had applied to the job already, this would have been my score. Okay, this would be my score on the ATS. Now, how do I then bypass the ATS? Somebody scored 71. Fantastic, great. So how do you then use this to increase your score? Look, years of experience, strong match, industry relevant, strong match, and the likes. But let's look at the say communication skills. You can see communication skills, it says limited. Okay, education acceptable. Okay, job title alignment, slight mismatch. Okay, so I need to go back to my CV to implement this recommendation. So you can see this recommendation. This recommendation, I need to go back to my CV and make the change. And we'll do that today and do the job match again to see the result. Okay, so it says I should tailor my title. Consider adding business analyst as a functional title next to data analyst if your duties involve, if your duties involved it. For example, instead of just data analyst, I should put / business analyst. So it's giving me insight. Another thing I should do, and I want you guys to note this because once I open the CV, okay, I want you to tell me all of these things again. So you can just note it down so that it would help me out with it when the time comes. Highlight requirement gathering more boldly. So I should mention requirement gathering. Okay, so and it gave me an example. So I could always come back here and use this particular one. Okay, that I should add this line to my duties. And then he said, mention communication and stakeholder management clearly. So expand this area, work closely with stakeholders across departments, this and that, for decision making through clear reports and presentation. I should talk about something like that. Okay, and he said I should add a brief section on soft skill, okay, or a bullet under professional summary, excellent communicator with proven ability to translate complex data into actionable business terms for stakeholders. It's telling me that I should either add it as a section or I should add it to the professional summary section. Guys, let's take note. And then finally, it says I should mention Agile or Scrum if used. And I'll tell you how to add something that you've not done your experience to your CV. I'll tell you how to do that. We'll do it today together. So business analyst rules often benefit from mentioning methodologies used. So the key thing is mentioning. You should mention it in your CV. So take that as a keyword, mention it. Okay. So let's implement all of this and see if our score enters 90 to 95 plus. If we can get 90 to 95 plus, that's where we want to be. Okay, and we are good to apply. You don't necessarily have to have 100%, but anything 90 and above, okay, or high 90s, 95 and above, you are good to go. Are we together? So let's do it practically. I hope you've taken notes of all of these things so that I don't have to go back and forth. Or do you want me to just take a screenshot? Let me take a screenshot, okay? Let me zoom out a little bit and take a screenshot with my phone so that we can do it very quickly. Okay, very quickly. Got it. So I've taken a screenshot on my phone. Now I'm going to open the CV itself. Okay, I'm going to open the CV itself. All right, I'm going to open the CV itself. Give me a second. All right, so I'm opening the CV so that we can work on it together. All right, so here's the CV. Okay, this is the CV. All right, this is the CV. Okay, and this is a sample CV that I said I'll be sharing with you at the end of as part of the materials if you fill the attendance form in the chat. So there's a link in the chat, click on it to fill out the attendance form if you are just joining us. Okay, ensure to fill out the attendance form. Now let's do it practically. Guys, quickly, what's the first thing I'm doing? It says that I should tailor my title, consider adding business analyst. Okay, so what I'm going to do is for this particular experience, okay, it says data analyst, right? Are we together? Are you following? Who is helping me? Who is working with me? The first thing that it says I should do is what? I should tailor my title, right? I should tailor the title. So yes, I did business analysis here. I'm going to put slash. I did data analysis here, so I'm going to put slash business analyst. Okay, slash business analyst. Guys, bear with me. Slash business analyst. Now you notice this present has come to the bottom. Okay, it's no longer aligning with this one. So I'm just going to put my cursor here and delete 2 times so that it aligns. Okay, you want to ensure that there is alignment. There is alignment in your CV. So what's the second thing? Very quickly, who is helping me? What's the second thing we are doing? I'm also looking at my screenshots. Who is helping me? What's the second thing? It says I should highlight requirement gathering more boldly. Okay, I should highlight requirement gathering more boldly. So I should say something like I led sessions with stakeholders to gather and document business requirements, aligning them with organizational goals. Am I the only one in this session? Are we still together like this? Or you don't understand what I'm doing again? Okay, I can see you. Okay, we're together. Brilliant. So now, I'm just going to go back to the place where it is because of time. I'll just copy it. Okay, this is me being a copycat. Okay, so I'll just copy it. Permit me to copy. Okay, I'll be a copycat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for one core business analysis, what's it called now? Duty that I did. I mean, one core data analyst duty that I did, and replace it with the new one. Okay, so for example, if you look at this one, collaborated with cross-functional teams. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, but I can remove this. Okay, I can remove this and do Control Alt V. Control Alt V. Okay, let me do that again. Control Alt V or Control Shift V. Okay, Control Shift V, paste that. You can see now led sessions with stakeholders to gather and document business requirements for analytics initiative, aligning them with organizational goals. So I've included it. What's the third thing he said I should do? What's the third thing he said I should do? Very quickly, guys. What's the third thing he said I should do? What's the third thing he said I should do? He said, I'm looking at my phone and it says, mention communication and stakeholder management clearly. Mention it clearly. Okay, mention it clearly on your CV. So, and it says I should either add it as, is that where it is? Okay, so okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'll just go back here to ChatGPT. He said I should add something like worked closely with stakeholders across departments. Okay, so I'm going to copy that. Okay, I'm going to copy that and go back here. And this time, I want to add it to this other experience. Okay, so again, I'm going to add / business analyst. Okay, here / business analyst. All right, and then I'm going to take back this month like this so that it aligns. So ensure there is alignment. So now design dashboards, this and that. So I'm just going to remove this particular one right here. Okay, Control Shift V to replace, Control Shift V to replace, Control Shift V to replace. Okay, Control Shift V to replace. So work closely with stakeholders across departments, presenting insight and influencing decision making through clear reports and presentations. Okay, so what is the fourth thing that it's asked me to do? What's the fourth thing that it's asked me to do? Okay, somebody's helping me. Juliet, thank you very much. Add a brief section on soft skills. So and what did it give me here? It says I should add either to my soft skill or under the professional summary, I should add excellent communicator with proven ability to translate complex data into actionable business terms for stakeholders. So I'm going to just copy that, okay, and come to my professional summary, okay, and come to my professional summary and Control Alt V here. Control Alt V. So excellent communicator with proven ability to translate complex data into actionable insights. We're making progress. What's the last thing? Who's helping me? What's the last thing I am doing? What's the last thing? The last thing is, he said I should mention Agile or Scrum. Brilliant, Shi. Thank you very much. Bright as well. Mention Agile or Scrum if used. Now, let's say you then have not used Agile or Scrum before. I'm assuming. Okay, I have used. Okay, but for you may have not used. So if you've not used Agile and Scrum before, what do? What you want to do is this. You want to type that you worked in a team that made use of Agile and Scrum. Are we together? Am I making sense? You worked in a team that used Agile and Scrum, and then you want to go and research it. I'm not saying go and take a course on Agile and Scrum. You don't need that. A 10-minute research is okay. Okay, so understand what Agile and Scrum is by yourself before going into the interview, and then try to see how Agile and Scrum, conform with some of the skills you already have. Okay, if you can do that, you are good to go. So how do I do that? I'm just going to come back to this initial this most recent experience and say something like, let's look at this: analyzed industry trends and interpreted intelligence data, evaluating trends that led to a 15% improvement in monthly recurring revenue and customer life value. Okay. And then you say, while something like add while applying, okay, or while working with an agile and scrum team. Are we together? So I have mentioned agile and scrum in the CV that I worked in an agile and scrum team. That's all right. That's all correct. I think that should be all. If I'm correct, yes, that's all. We've implemented the 5 recommendation. Now what I'm going to do is I'll save it. I'll click on save. Now it has saved. Okay, it has saved. Okay, I'm going to just go back to ChatGPT. So I'll go back to ChatGPT and I'll tell ChatGPT I have now implemented the recommendation. Now redo the job matching with the new CV. Okay, so I'll say I have implemented the changes. Please redo the job match. Okay, and I'll paste the CV again. I'll paste the CV one more time. Okay, I'll paste the CV one more time and let's see what happens. I'll paste the CV one more time. Paste it and then send it. Okay, I'll paste and send. Guess what? From 82, it moved me up 10% to 92, which is acceptable. Okay, from 82, it has moved me up to 92. And that's a very good score. Okay, so you can see how AI thoroughly went through my CV, showed me what to do. I did it. Okay, I did it within how many minutes? And now I gained an extra 10%. Do you know how many people I would overtake with that? You may be saying that 10% is small now. Do you know how many people I would overtake in the job application process? A lot of people. Okay, a lot of people, if not everybody. All right, so you want to carry out things like this, then you use that copy of the CV to apply. Now you see that it's saying education mismatch. Now this is one of the reasons why it is practically impossible for you to get 100%. So don't look for 100%, because sometimes they may write in the JD that, oh, they need somebody that has a degree in this, a degree in that. Forget about all of those ones. Okay. Of course, you can't lie about your degree. Are you with me? But education, and that's why I tell a lot of people, education is not a criteria for you to get a remote, I say remote job, a tech job. Okay, so it's saying a slight mismatch, which is fine. Okay, there's nothing I can really do about my education. Okay, so it's saying you've revised this and that, added strategic. So added strategic keyword. I clarified dual roles, highlighted communication, this and that. So you can ask it, what can I do without lying about my education to further improve my score? So you can ask that question, okay, and ChatGPT will tell you what to do. But aside that, we are good to go with this. 92 over 100 is an A plus for me to apply. So I go ahead, apply to that job with my full chest, and I should be expecting a call back within a specific time frame. Okay, guys. So what we did, okay, would move you from here, from this 95% of the CVs that are rejected, to here. So at least a human being gets the opportunity. You'll be among the 5 people of 100 people that apply, that the human resource would actually look at their CV. Okay, and when they look at your CV, the chances of you being called for an interview is even higher. Okay, the chances of you being called for an interview is even higher. Even if you are sent a rejection letter, and I want you to listen to this. Okay, I am telling you the real world. Even after you have job matched and you are sent a rejection letter, okay, you want to track the number. Track the number. Okay, track the number of rejections you received. Did it reduce or did it increase? Are you now getting interviews or not? But take my word for it. If you do this and you still get a rejection letter, it's not because you didn't scale through. Okay, the HR guys may have looked at your CV and say, you know what, maybe this person is a little bit overqualified for the role as at this point. So we'll keep them in our files. We'll reach out to them later. So that's why you see that you apply to a job, okay, and maybe after like 6 months, they reach out to you for an interview. I want you, why did you take this long? They must have employed someone else. That person did not meet up with the probationary period, and now they are reaching out to you. Okay, you may be the second choice. All right. So, but did your CV pass the ATS? I can assure you, yes. With a 92% and above, you are scaling through the ATS, which is a huge milestone in your tech journey. Are we together, guys? Are we together? Are we together? And I hope you enjoyed that practical session. So now let's discuss. Let's now discuss. Okay, which career path should you even be looking at? Because it's going to be very sad for you to get this skill, what you've learned today, and apply it to career paths that are not rewarding. Okay, so as an African, and this was something that, okay, fantastic. I can see somebody saying it was eye-opening. Fantastic. I'm glad you got value. Now, but that's not all for today. Okay, we still have something to discuss for like the next 30 minutes ish. Now, if you want to get into tech as an African, and this is something I'm taking right from the tongue of my mentor. All right. If you are looking to get into tech, you should be looking at 3 career paths. One of 3 career paths: data analytics, data science, or business analysis. When I was searching for the job, you saw the kind of demand that business analysts have. Data analysis is even 2 times that. Okay, business analysis is high, as you saw, 7,000 plus open roles as we are speaking. Okay, data analysis has like 10,000 plus. Same for data science. So the demands are high. Okay, but the real reason you are looking at one of these career paths is that as an African, what career paths are you going to compete less against the Indians and a lot of other folks who are in the tech space already? Okay, because you're going to face such a competition, but you want to give yourself the best chance. You want to give yourself the best chance, guys. You're going for either data analytics, data science, or business analysis. Why? That's the next question. Why? Okay, it's easy to learn. Pretty much anybody from any background whatsoever can jump on one of these skills and learn it. Number 2 is it's easy to transition because the demand for these roles are high. And number 3 is that it has fantastic salary projections. Okay, so there was a role I saw, I think that was 2 days back when I was in a session like this showing people how to do stuff. That particular role, a remote role, okay, Micro1.ai, I remember them very well because I had a gig with them once. Okay, they pay around $40 per hour. You're gonna work for like 30 hours a week. Okay, so I want you to do the mathematics. Okay, how much will you be earning on a monthly basis in Naira? Earning $40 per hour, working 30 hours per week. Okay, do the math, type it in the chat box, and let me know. You'd see that it's a fantastic salary projection, even without me calculating. Okay, so the next question technically is this: how do you get into this career path? How do you even make a choice of one of these 3 career paths: data analytics, data science, or business analysis? Now, how many of us want to know the difference between this career path so that you know which one to choose? How many of you want to know the difference between these three career paths so that you know which one to choose? Because again, this is another point where I need your rapt attention. Okay, I need your rapt attention in here. Okay, and fantastic, you want to know, brilliant. Now, and it's not just me saying this career paths are high in demand. World Economic Forum Future of Jobs report for 2025, I included the link here. If you go through it, you'll see that the career path you should be looking at in a nutshell is these three career paths, because between now and the year 2030, it is projected that the demand will be even higher. So for business analysts, for example, that we did practically, and we saw that there are like 7,500 plus open roles, that demand is going to increase by nearly half. So it's going to go into 10,000, 11K plus between now and the year 2030 on a daily basis. When you search, whenever you search, instead of seeing 7,000 open roles, you see something 11,000, 12,000, and the likes. So, but how do you want to take advantage of that potential future? Okay. Now let's go into who a data analyst is. Let's start with the data analyst. And I love to call the data analyst storytellers. These guys can tell stories, they can narrate. Okay. But if you know that you're somebody that knows how to describe things a lot, data analyst is who you want to be. All right. But for us to understand the job of a data analyst, especially how it is different from who the data scientist or the data or the business analyst is, okay, it is good to know that in the analytics spectrum, we have four types. We have descriptive, we have diagnostic, we have predictive, and prescriptive. Now, the job of a data analyst is the first two types. Am I making sense, guys? The job of the data analyst is the first two types of analytics. So as a data analyst, you are concerned with just descriptive and diagnostic analytics. I believe I'm making sense, guys. You're concerned with just descriptive and diagnostic analytics. Okay? Are we together, guys? Descriptive and diagnostic analytics. Now, for descriptive analytics, what is descriptive analytics? It is storytelling. So you get into an organization, you get hold of their records, and you turn it from a long list to charts and visuals that people can actually see what is going on, in a nutshell. So that's descriptive analytics. While diagnostic analytics, on the other hand, which is also the job of the data analyst, is explaining why those things happen. You will not just narrate what happened, you would explain why it happened, and you're going to use data to back yourself up. So data analysis is not your opinion, it is fact from the numbers. Okay, it is from the numbers, but the key thing is you are the one that has the skill to perform that job. Are we together, guys? Are we together? So as a data analyst, okay, as a data analyst, there are some things you need to learn. There are some tools and technologies that you need to learn, and you are going to be learning here with us at Navient Analytics. All right, we're going to start with Excel. Excel is a fundamental data analytics tool that you can't call yourself a data analyst without knowing. It's impossible. So Excel is fundamental. Now, on top of Excel, okay, you're going to learn three data visualization tools. Power BI, Tableau, and Looker Studio. Okay, now it would have been okay to just teach you one, maybe Power BI alone. But guess what? The reason we have included the three data visualization tools in our data analytics training program is so that you stand a better chance in the job market. When a recruiter sees that as a data analyst, only you know how to use three data visualization tools, you become more attractive than your counterpart in the job market. Okay, and then on top of that, you also get to learn SQL. All right, let me pick my laser pointer. You also get to learn SQL. Organizations store their data in an SQL database you need to know how to extract data from there to work with. Okay, so hence the reason of SQL. And then Chat GPT. You already saw a glimpse of what Chat GPT did. You know how you can even use Chat GPT to apply to jobs. Guess what? Even on the job, you can use Chat GPT to 10x your productivity, so you don't waste time doing things that AI can do for you. So that's a data analyst. Now, you see the other two types of analytics, the predictive and prescriptive analytics, guys. The predictive and prescriptive analytics is done by the data scientist. So now you know the difference between the data analyst and data scientist, right? So the data scientists are not all about narrating stories and telling stories and the likes. They want to predict into the future and tell the organization, look, guys, based on what has happened so far, this is what is likely going to happen. Are we together? They predict into the future, you know, to tell the organization that, look, this is what is likely going to happen based on what has happened. How many of us have listened to weather forecasts, and you wonder, how do these people know that it is likely? They are not saying it is sure, but it is highly likely that, you know, it's going to be cloudy tomorrow and the likes. Okay, it's not, they didn't do sorcery and the likes. They are working with data. Are we together, guys? They are working with data. Okay, so that's predictive analytics. And then you have prescriptive analytics. Prescriptive analytics is then telling the organization how and what they should do. Okay, it's like being a doctor and prescribing, you know, medications so that your situation does not get worse going into the future. Okay, so and this is the job of the data scientist, predictive and prescriptive analytics. And to become one, you need to learn following. Now, just like the data analyst, okay, as a data scientist, you need to learn Excel, but there is a twist. The twist is you would not be learning Excel like a data analyst. You'll be learning it to apply it in predictive analytics. Am I making sense? So even if you see that some tools are overlapping, the use and the application are going to be different depending on your career choice. Okay, so on top of that, you get to learn SQL. I've explained SQL is a database to where most companies store their data, and then you have the need to extract data from here to analyze. So you need to learn SQL. You also have Tableau. Tableau is a visualization tool. Ordinarily, data scientists do not need Tableau. Okay, they have. And this is in a bid for you to be attractive in the job market. So we added visualization tool for you as a data scientist. But your bread and butter, the main tools you'll be working with is Python. Okay, Python and GitHub. So Python is where you do most of the predictive analytics, and it's going to be your best friend. Okay, and for those of you who are like me before, I used to be scared of Python. Guess what? You now have AI to help you with the bulk of the coding, and you can focus on solving the actual problem the company has and not writing code. I used to tell data scientists, you are not coders, you are problem solvers. Okay, so that is that about that. And then you have GitHub. GitHub is used for version control because you'll be involved in writing codes. Sometimes you may need to make change to your codes, and you may find yourself in a situation whereby the code you wrote at the beginning of your work is the best. So you want to revert back to that. GitHub will help you do that without you having to rewrite that initial code from scratch. And then ChatGPT has already made this introduction in this session, so it needs no more introduction. Again, if you have questions, please write it on a piece of paper so you don't forget. When I get to question and answer session, I will take questions. All right. Now, what's the job of a business analyst? Okay. What is the job of a business analyst? Now, a business analyst is a little bit different. And the way I like to explain the job of the business analyst to people is a business analyst is like an iPhone 16 Pro Max. Are we together? Okay. Why do I say so? Their job is somewhat like the project manager, but they are project manager Pro Max. So you have iPhone 16, and then you have iPhone 16 Pro, and then you have iPhone 16 Pro Max. So let's assume the business analyst is, let's say, the iPhone 13, okay, the old phone, while the project manager rather is the iPhone 16, while the business analyst is the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So they have more to offer to an organization than an ordinary project manager. In fact, organizations are now moving to hiring business analysts over project managers. And here's the reason why. Now, as a business analyst, okay, you need people management skills. You saw it in that job posting that we applied to. You need people management skills. You need to be able to manage stakeholders within a business and all of that. You need to be able to document. And on top of that, you need to be able to also apply the Agile and Scrum methodologies that was also mentioned in that job posting, plus a little bit of data analytics, which was also mentioned in that job posting that we applied. I started to ask that, yes, we know you are a business analyst, but we also need you to be able to handle data to a comfortable extent. All right. So for that reason, guess what we did? We added Excel, SQL, and Power BI to our business analysis program. If you go out there and compare our curriculum to other training programs, you would likely not see these three tools in their BA program. You won't see it in their business analysis program. So this is where we get you ahead, okay, of the competition straight away. All right. And then you have other tools that help you perform your duties, like Miro for process mapping. Okay, you have ChatGPT again. Let's leave ChatGPT, okay? I've over-introduced ChatGPT, all right? And then we have Azure DevOps. This is a cloud platform that allows you to collaborate with stakeholders within a business or a project. And then you have Jira. Jira allows you to manage your Scrum team, okay, your Agile and Scrum team. So, and of course, you also need to know what Agile and Scrum is and all of that. So, once you're able to cover the above, you can call yourself a fully fledged business analyst. Okay, a fully fledged business analyst. Now, the journey is for 3 months. So for 3 months, you're going to be learning all of these skills and more. I'll come to the more later. Okay, you'll be learning these skills and more, and you'll also have a 1-month internship program here with us at Nabians Analytics. So in total, you're looking at 4 months. Okay, you're looking at 4 months, and your class schedule is as follows. On Saturdays, you'd have your classes 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time for 3 hours. An instructor would be in the class, an experienced instructor would be in the class, walking you through step by step in solving a real world project. Okay, a real world project. Now, that is the main class that you'll be having in the course of your training program. On Saturdays is going to be your main class. Sundays, you have what we call DID videos, do as I do videos. Now, these are self-paced, bite-sized videos that prepare you ahead of the next class the following Saturday, so that when you come to class, you have a little bit of idea. Okay, you have a little bit of idea in solving the real world problem alongside the instructor. And I can see somebody asking a very interesting question. Okay, oh, is 3 months enough to learn this thing? The question is, do you want to learn? How many years do you want to learn for before you get into this space? How many years? That's the question. How many years do you actually want to learn for? You want to learn for 2 years? That's a waste of time. In 3 months, focusing on the key things you need to learn, you would save more time. You get open to better opportunities than somebody that is wasting time learning for 1 year, 2 years. I see some 18-month program. It's ridiculous. If you focus on real world project, you wouldn't need to take that long to get yourself ready. I hope I answered that question. All right. Now, I just digressed a bit because I saw that question was interesting. You would have sessions during the week as well. Okay, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So on Tuesdays, we call it a support session. Now, this is not a class. It is if you have any problem at all, because sometimes you may be clicking on something that the instructor told you to click on, okay, and it's not working. maybe in your DID videos, for example, that you're using to prepare ahead of class. Oh, it's not working. So the Tuesday sessions, 9 to 10 p.m., is dedicated to solving any technical issue or any other questions or presentations that you may be having during the course of your training program. And then on Thursdays, you'd learn soft skills and mentorship. Okay, would mentor you and help you point you in the right direction. For example, what we did today together, you do more of that salary negotiation, revamping your CV, mock interviews, and the likes. You'll be doing all of that in the mentorship session, Thursdays, 9 to 10 p.m. And guess what? All your classes are going to be recorded and provided to you. Okay, provided to you. Now, let's move on. Okay, this is the link to the brochure. So if you want to go into details later on what and what you'll be learning under all of those tools that I mentioned across the career paths, then you can go into that. Now, tell me, which career paths did you choose? Which career path would you go for based on my explanation so far? I want you to type it in the chat. Do you want to be a data analyst or a data scientist or a business analyst? Okay, or a business analyst. Which one do you want to become? All right, brilliant. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Okay, let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Okay, data analysts are winning, or is it business analysts now that are winning? Who is winning? Oh, it seems the business analysts are the ones that are winning. Oh, now the data analyst. Brilliant. So, fantastic one. Okay, fantastic one, guys. Fantastic one. Now, let's proceed. Okay, let's proceed. We are headed, we're making progress. Now, all of the projects you'll be working on during the course of the training program, because of how real they are, you will be creating a project portfolio out of them. Now, this portfolio is not just an ordinary portfolio, okay? Not a GitHub portfolio. For those of you who are inclined to data science, you may be thinking of GitHub, but this is a website portfolio, and I'll show you one of our students' portfolio. These are some of our students, and their portfolios. So I've embedded the link to their portfolios in the slide. So when you get the slide, you can just click on their portfolio and you can see what they have come up with. So I'll just show you one at random. I'll just click on Adachi, okay, and it's going to load her portfolio here. Now Adachi joined one of our training programs, and with one of the resources that we shared with them, she was able to build this portfolio, and she has the link in her CV and on her LinkedIn profile. Now, this means that recruiter can come here just the way I am now and click on view portfolio and see some of the amazing projects that Adachi has been able to work on. Okay, you also have Oluwaseun Ojo. This is another student portfolio. Okay, you can see his portfolio right here. Let me show you the home page. Okay, this is Oluwaseun Ojo. All right, you can see Oluwaseun Ojo. Okay, built his own portfolio, consuming the same material that Adachi used, and he was able to come up with this. So you see different flavors of portfolio, and it has a button, contact me. Okay, you can see the portfolio, you can see Scrum, gap analysis, and the like. So this is the contact detail of Oluwaseun Ojo, for example. So that's just to give you a feel of what you'll be building when you enter into the program. Okay, and guess what? That is not all. All right, for you to get into the tech ecosystem, you need extra skills in what? Employability, because you're not doing this for the fun of it. You want to make a living out of this, correct? Or are you doing this for the fun of it? No, you aren't. You're not doing this for the fun of it, yeah? So you want to do this to make a living out of it. So for that reason, we have added what we call the Nabiant Analytics extra layered support. Okay, the employability support, and this covers the following. We have weekly mentorship sessions, okay, like I mentioned, and in these weekly mentorship sessions, we'll also cover things like CV assessment and job matching. We did job matching today. So if you say you got value for what we did today, you now imagine what you get when you get into the program. Okay, now LinkedIn profile revamp will help you optimize your LinkedIn so that you can project your personal brand, so that and with that, if you do it very well and you follow our guidance, you can even get jobs without having to apply to the jobs, because recruiters can already see you and see what you're doing on LinkedIn. So there will not be need for you to apply to the jobs anymore. Okay, if you do it right. Upwork profile, for those of you who want to work with US based firms remotely, you can you'd get the knowledge of Upwork, and all the materials you need to build an Upwork profile. And one interesting thing about Upwork is that you don't need your CV on Upwork. So now tell me, if you don't need your CV on Upwork, what do you think would be necessary for you to have to win on Upwork? Who can guess? What do you think would be necessary for you to have to be able to win on Upwork? Guess. Who wants to take a wild guess? If I say your CV is not required, fantastic portfolio. Without a shadow of a doubt, you need a portfolio. And that's why your portfolio is very important in your journey. Okay? Now, it's getting interesting. Whenever you have an interview coming up, we will prepare you ahead of the interview. Just two things for you. Okay? It boosts your confidence, and then it gives you an even better chance against for that role. So, and this interview preparation that you are open to, it is on a lifetime basis. What does that mean? Even after your program has ended, because you passed through Nabiant Analytics, you are entitled to come back anytime you want for an interview preparation whenever you have an interview. If you have 10 different interviews, okay, if you have 10 different interviews, all right, you have 10 different interview preparation, and it is on a lifetime basis. No other tech training brand out there would give you what we are giving you. Okay, what they are out there to do is they take you in and they push you out and you figure it out. Guess what we do here? We still are available to help you on a lifetime basis. As if that is not even enough, you'd have a lifetime access to the team and to your materials. So all the PDFs, the data sets, the videos, because the class, as you're attending classes on Saturdays and any other session you'll be attending, we'll record it as you are there. So that if you need to go back to it, you can easily go back to it for reference. And where you would enjoy the most is when you've gotten a job and you want to refresh your memory. The ease with which you can go back to your training materials, that's when you would appreciate what Nabiant, the value that Nabiant Analytics has given you. Imagine you not needing to register for any other training program after Nabiant Analytics. That's the level of support that we give to our students. When you have a 1 month internship, automatic, it is optional. If you want to do it, fine. If you don't want to, okay, fine. Some of our students even get jobs before they get into the internship. So they go on to focus on the job rather than joining the internship. Okay. And then you have a reference and recommendation letter. Now, for me to further speak about the reference and recommendation letter, okay, let me go into the next phase, which is testimonials of some of our students that passed through our program and went on to get jobs. Okay, I'll talk about some of our students that went on to get jobs after passing through our program. You can click on this button to see our latest testimonials when you get the slides. Okay, now Helene Okai, I want you to look very closely. Helene Okai did everything we asked her to do. including this. When you join our program, okay, you have the liberty to use Nebiant Analytics as your current experience. Guess what that does for you? The moment you get an offer, okay, from a recruiter, the recruiter would either reach out to us directly for a reference, or you can also come and get a reference from us by yourself. So look here, it has been great going through the recruitment process with you and seeing you drive. Following our discussion, we are pleased to offer you the position of junior marketing analyst. Please find the offer of employment in the non-disclosure agreement attached to as attached. To accept the offer, kindly provide some documents. So part of the documents they asked her to provide was a letterhead, preferably from a previous employer. And because she used us as one of our previous employers, okay, which you have the opportunity to do, she came back to us, and guess what? I was the one who personally prepared her recommendation letter for her. You needed to see what I wrote in there on her behalf. And she currently is working as a junior marketing analyst right now. This is Lebura Olawale. Okay, I'll just breeze through the rest so that I don't bore you with testimonials, because there are a lot of them. Lebura Olawale posted this particular dashboard on LinkedIn, the same LinkedIn. Without her having to apply to the job, a recruiter reached out to her simply because they enjoyed this dashboard that she created. And this is with Excel, mind you. This is Excel, Microsoft Excel. If I ask now, many of you say, oh, I know how to use Microsoft Excel. Can you build this? She built this from scratch with Microsoft Excel and posted it on LinkedIn, and she got a job. Long story short, that's the long story short. Okay, this is Uduak Grace Basi. She joined our program, and her own highlight is that 2 companies had to fight for her because of her skill set. Okay, 2 companies had to fight for her because of her skill set. I'm just summarizing it for you. You can listen to them here by clicking on this button. They'll share the details. Okay, you have Oluwaseun, many of them. Okay, and the list goes on and on and on and on. But because of time, we won't be able to go through each and every one of them. But they all have their videos there, so you can listen to them. Now, we've been able to feature on top tech boards that reiterate our commitment to helping Africans get into the tech space. Somebody's asking, do you get a certificate? Yes, you do. Okay, you do get a certificate at the end of the program. Please fill out the attendance form if you haven't yet filled it. Fill out the attendance form if you haven't filled it yet. So now we have a class starting on the 9th of June. Okay, we have a class starting on the 9th of June. You'll be onboarded into that class on the 9th of June. I only want to speak now to people who are ready to join that class. I want to speak to those who are ready to join that class. If you are ready to join that class, type I in the chat box. Type an I want to join that class. Type it in the chat box. I only want to speak with those set of people. Okay, these are the set of people I want to speak with now. I want to join the class. Type I, so that you know that I am speaking to you now. Brilliant. Now, for you to join the program, okay, any career is the offer. Okay, now we have 3 career paths that you can choose from: data science, data analytics, business analysis, all of which go at a flat rate of 250,000 naira flat. Now, because you are here today and you are one of the early birds, as we speak, you have the opportunity to break it into 4 installments, 4 possible installments. As we speak, you can break it into 4 installments as this. Okay, first installment is to secure a seat. So if you want to secure a seat ahead of the June cohort starting June 9th with 30,000 naira, 30,000 naira only, the seat will be yours. And you know that nothing is going to happen to your seat that you've booked. So with 30,000 naira, you can book a seat ahead of the June class. Now, as at the point where the class is beginning in June, you then top up with another 55,000 naira, which makes it 85,000 naira total. Now, with that 85,000 naira, okay, you can now start the class. Then 1 month into the program, you then top up with another 85,000 naira. And then finally, 2 months into the program, you get to top up with the last part of the payment, which is 80,000 naira. And in our experience, this has been the best bargain for anybody who wants to get into tech so far. Now you can do a direct transfer to our Sterling Bank account 0098999047 to book a seat with 30,000 naira, and then you can contact any of the phone numbers on the screen with the proof of payment so that you can move to the enrollment process and finally fully book your spot. So with 30,000 naira, reiterating it, you can book a slot. My phone number is part of the ones here, 0703-215-8619. If you want me to personally enroll you into the program, I'm typing my phone number in the chat box now, 0703-215-8619. You can send me a direct DM, so I will be the one to, enroll you into your seat. So now, while you are doing that, okay, I will be taking questions. I'll first of all take, for the next 3 to 5 minutes, I'll take some of the questions in the chat. And then afterwards, if you want to ask a question, you can just use the raise hand icon like this, just the way I have done it. You see an icon that looks like a hand icon, use it, keep your hand up. I'll then allow you to unmute later on to speak with me if you want to have a conversation with me. So I will start from the latest question. Will there be available recording of the session, of this particular session? Yes, David, if you have filled the attendance form. Do you think the study schedule tailored for residents of USA? Quite a number of students have gotten jobs remotely working with organizations in the US and Canada. So capital letter yes. Okay, and the details is in the chat. The details for enrollment is in the chat, so you can use that, get the information you need. With 30,000 naira, you can secure your spot now. And the idea is this: we have limited slots available, so we don't allow the class to be crowded. Okay, so for that reason, to get to a point where we'll scrap the 4 installment plan and we'll move everybody to a PIF, which is pay in full. So if you come as at the point where this offer is gone, okay, which in our experience happens pretty much anytime, you would be paying in full. So if you want to enjoy this installment while it lasts, all you need now as we speak is 30,000 naira to secure a seat. So let me move to the questions. Do you have study schedule? Okay, I've answered that. Can I use phone for the training? No, you can't use phone for the training. All right, you cannot use phone for the training, Gloria. You need a laptop, because what you're going to be doing is what is obtainable in the real world. You need a laptop in the real world, so you also need a laptop to learn. What you can do, Gloria, is book a slot first, okay, and you can indicate that you want to start either in July or even August, okay. But after you've booked the slot, okay, you are covered until you want to start the program. You can start in July or even August. Okay, you would have there's a way you can indicate when you want to start. Okay, but the key thing is book a slot, else you're going to be either not accepted into the program or you'd have to pay in full to join. Okay, so somebody raised their hand. Who raised their hand the other time? I think somebody raised their hand. If you want to have a conversation with me, okay. Davis is saying, what's the minimum? I'll take a question soon, Daniel. Just keep your hand up. Okay. Somebody's saying, what's the minimum qualification for the training? If you're now to browse with a laptop, Okay, if you know how to browse the internet using a laptop, that is the minimum requirement for you to get into the program. How many months is the program going to last for? 3 months plus 1 month internship. Down. Okay, that's the schedule. All right, I shared that earlier. Probably you joined late, that's why you missed it. Amzat is asking, what's the preferable spec needed for laptop? At least get a Core i3. Okay, something Core i3 8 gig RAM will do for you. Okay, if something you have is lower than that, it can still work. Okay, it's just maybe a little bit slower. You just need to be a lot patient with your laptop when you're working. All right, but aside that, if you're looking to get a new laptop, you can get preferably Core i3 8 gig RAM. I'm in the US. I'm a US resident. If class starts 11 a.m. Nigeria, that will be 5 a.m. in Texas. Okay, so Mobology, we have a special package for people like yourself. Okay, so there's a participant you currently work with that is in your shoes. If you really want to do this, okay, Mobology, all you need to do is send me a DM 0703 I'll tell you how it works. All right, so let me move to people who have raised their hand. Daniel, let me allow you to unmute. Okay. Okay, Davis, it is fully online. Okay, you're going for remote job, so we train you online. So we get the best instructors into the class for you. Okay, we get the best instructors into the class for you. So logistics is not the issue. Okay, so the program is fully online. The company also operates fully online. So Daniel, the floor is yours. Please go on with your question.
Are we going to be given the tools that we're going to use?
Yes. By the time you get into the program, okay, the first thing is how you install your packages and getting started. So the first class that you're going to have is you're not going to be rushing into anything. The first thing is how to install the package. In fact, it will be in your email, and then there will be a session dedicated to helping you do that so that you can start the class um, fully. All right. Does that answer your question, Daniel?
Yes.
All right, brilliant. Do you have any other questions, or that will be all?
Like, what of those that don't have the money currently?
Okay, when you say you don't have the money, is it 30,000 naira you're talking about, or the 250,000?
Like, I'm willing to just do full payment once.
Okay, why not secure your seat first? I mean, if I were you, I would first secure my seats, and if I have the remaining 220,000, I can just pay that one once before the program starts. How about that?
Okay,
Yeah, so that's what. In
it's
fact, I
better.
was going to ask you, have you already secured your seats? So I was shocked when you said um, can people pay in full? So I would rather you secure your seat now with 30K, okay? Then before the program starts, pay the 220K left, and you're good to go. Does that work for you?
Yes.
All right, brilliant. Daniel, what I want you to do now is send me a DM 0703 with your proof of payment, okay? So that I can walk you through on how to enroll. All right. Daniel, did you get that?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So I'll be looking out for your DM anytime now. Okay. Would there be any other questions you'd love to ask if I move to the next person? Or that'll be all.
That will be all.
All right. Brilliant. All right. So the only thing left for you now, Daniel, is me getting your DM. Okay. So let's move to eBay Emmanuel Uche. eBay Emmanuel Uche, please feel free to unmute. Feel free to unmute.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed, and good evening.
Yeah, good evening. How are you doing today?
Very fine, thank you. Um, I want to ask, what are the downside that people with this skill any of these skills have all around the world? And then what have you applied to resolve this for a better chances of people who have these skills to be able to scale or do better than others? So that's just my question.
Very good question. The only downside of being a data scientist, a data analyst, or a business analyst is that you're not running your own company. Okay, you're not a CEO, you are not, a management team. So you may not be earning as much as, founders and the likes. Okay, but you'll be doing very well for yourself because you're working directly with these people. Okay, so what I tell people is after working for some years as one of these career paths, what you should be looking at is entrepreneurship. Okay, so and if you also want to take me as a mentor for that, I could guide you on how to go about that. But first is you going for this. So if you're looking for a downside to this career path, I think it's just that you're not making as much money as founders and people who run actual companies. Okay, so but you'll be doing very well for yourself, working with organizations remotely abroad. What have we done to fix that problem? Just to answer your second question, only a few people have reached out to me that I've worked with, that have helped enter into tech. Only a few of them have come back to talk to me about becoming an entrepreneur. And like I said, if you want to work with me on how to become an entrepreneur, I have a few mentees that I work with. So you can also do that. But the first step is you want to get into one of these career paths. That's the starting point. So Ibe, have you already secured your spot, or you wanted to have that question answered before you go on to secure a spot?
I just want to get it answered before securing mine. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, fantastic. So that means I'm getting your DM tonight, right?
It may not be tonight, but I surely will.
So if it's not tonight, when then? Because like I said, you may likely not get it if you are planning to delay it. So why is there any reason you're going to be delaying?
Well, though it's finance, but I've started speaking with some persons around and talking with them about it. So I'm on it currently.
Okay. All right, fantastic. Now here's the thing, eBay. Okay, so I can give you a grace of today, tomorrow. All right. So what you want to do is send me a DM beforehand. You can send me the DM tonight, so that if tomorrow comes and we've already reached our maximum capacity, I would have already reserved a seat temporarily for you, so that you don't miss out. Does that sound good, eBay?
Yes. I like that. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. It's a pleasure. All right. So next person that I can see their hand up is Lush Art. I'm not sure if that's your real name, probably your business name. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Mr. Mohammed.
Yeah, good evening. How are you doing today?
I'm okay, and you too?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. So my question is that is it possible to like run different program, like apply for different organization and working for them simultaneously?
Yes, you can do that. I've done it before. Okay. And the strategy to doing that is you want to work with organizations in different time zones. So let's say you are working, let's assume you're working with a Nigerian company already. Maybe you have a regular 9 to 5. If you don't want to leave that job you are currently doing, but you still want to get a tech gig that you're doing on the side, you can now target organizations in the US. So their time zone is such that it would hardly clash with your normal 9 to 5. Now, the only thing now is this from experience, you would need to be very meticulous with your sleep. Okay, you have to plan your sleep. So you're not going to be wasting time on social media, and all of those stuff. so that you can get this necessary sleep needed to be able to foot both jobs, so that you can perform at your best. Okay,
Yes,
so
I
that,
understand.
yeah, so this is from experience. I've worked up to 3 jobs, okay, at a time before, so it's possible to do 2 easily. All right, so does that answer your question?
Yeah, I have another one. Um, you know, just because of the factors that can affect availability and all, is it
Yeah.
possible after the enrollment, is it
Mhm.
possible to like get the classes, the material of the classes, even if you are not available for the class?
Fantastic. Let me tell you something. There is a lady currently on the program. Her name is Chinecherim. Chinecherim, just like you, she said, Mohammed, I want to start this program, but I will not be available for Saturday classes because I go to church. So they have a church activity that they do on Saturdays. So I said, you know what, Chinecherem, I would inform your facilitator. So Chinecherem's facilitator knows that Chinecherem is meant to be in that class, but will not be attending because of our extra engagement. So what happens? Chinecherem then on Sunday sits with the class recording, okay, and is able to reach out to her instructor so that in case if there is something that is not working, she can easily ask the instructor
Ah,
and
no, no,
get
no.
hello. Okay, I'll just mute that person. Sorry about that. Okay, so Chinecherem has access to her facilitator, you know, in a little bit of special way to compensate for that not attending the classes. And guess what? She's been building her portfolio with ease. She's up to date, no issues. So if it can work for Chinecherem, absolutely it can work for you as well. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, that's convincing.
Fantastic. So would there be any other
So
thing or
yeah,
you're going to say?
I have one last
All
question.
right, go ahead.
Um, this knowledge, can I use it in other fields too? Like now, I'm a graphic designer, but
Mhm.
I'm very much interested in data analysis. So I just want to know if I can apply this knowledge in other fields.
Absolutely. Many of our participants do it and they get promotions. Okay, do you work for a company or you do it on freelance?
No, I'm a freelancer.
Fantastic. So now, as a freelancer, you are like a self-employed, professional. So
Yes,
what you can do, which I am pretty sure you are not doing currently, is this. Now, first, you sell your services to people. People pay for your services, right? Now,
yes.
number two is you somehow advertise your services. Now, do you track your sales? Do you analyze your sales? Do you
No, I
compare,
don't.
yeah, do you compare your monthly sales to each other to say, okay, what did we do last month? What did I do this month? Okay, what did I do differently? Why did it increase or why did it decrease? Okay, my adverts, how are they performing? Okay, if you put up an advert, maybe you posted something on your status on WhatsApp, for example, and 10 people reached out to you for a service, but when you posted another one, only one person reached out. What was the have you do you compare, do you keep track of each campaign you run? Do you keep track of your sales? If you do not already do that, um Lush Art, I don't know what's your real name, because I know Lush Art is like
Okay,
your
I'm Adiri by name. The law
Adeo.
chart is my business name.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic. So if you're not doing that already, Adeo, what you can do is you keep track, so you have like a record, okay, maybe on Google Sheets or Excel, and then you connect one of your visualization tools like Power BI to it, and you'd have a report in a way that you don't need to create it every month. You create it once, and throughout the year, you can use the same report. In fact, you can use it forever. As you are updating, the only thing you need to do is you update your monthly information, your monthly sales, your monthly adverts, and all of that. The information, in as much as you have it, all you need to do is to go to Power BI, click on refresh, and you see the latest information. Okay, you can build something like that for yourself, for your business, or even if you want to work for, um, other organizations. This is something you can bring to the table. So what many people do currently in our program is they are working. So as they are learning what we teach them, they go to work and find a way to implement it. Most of them have gotten promotions so far. Okay, so
Yes.
that's how I see it working for you as well. Okay, I hope that answers the question.
Yes, that will be all. Thank you very much.
All right, fantastic. So I received a DM with a proof of payment. I don't know if that was you.
No,
I received
no, that wasn't me. I haven't made my payment.
All right, all right. So I'll be expecting yours to before we go off this session, right?
That won't be tonight though. That will be tonight because I want to like be starting about the availability of the funds, like the whole of the plan before diving into it.
Okay. So when are we talking
Yes.
about that? That's a very good concern. So what are we talking about?
Say tomorrow or next
Okay.
Monday. Yeah, Monday. Yeah.
Monday is a little bit dicey. I'll be honest with you. The rate at which people are rushing us. Monday
Okay.
is
If
dicey.
if it's the registration, I can come up with that maybe tomorrow though.
Fantastic. So I think that's the best plan for you. Okay. So what, as you've said it now, I've taken your name down. So let me show you so that people don't think that I'm just talking. So I took your name down of my notes so that even if you come tomorrow, that's for you specifically. I've already temporarily reserved that seat. So we are very big on monitoring the number of people that we get into class so that you can have a spot even if you come tomorrow, Adeoye.
I
So
understand.
yeah, so I'll be expecting your DM then. I hope you got my phone number so that you can send me.
I'm about writing it down.
Okay, all right, fantastic. Okay, so thank you very much for your time. Who else do we have? Okay, I have somebody that spoke in the chat. Daniel, I can't pronounce the second name correctly. Okay, but Daniel, you know yourself. Go ahead, please.
Please, can you also reserve a spot for me? I'll pay tomorrow.
Okay, let me write. Okay, I think you spoke earlier, right? You spoke earlier. Yes, you did. So I would reserve a seat for you temporarily. I've taken note of your name as well, okay, for tomorrow so that you have a seat. So if you've asked for a seat, I've given it to you. Who else? Let me see some people in the chat. Is there age limit to enter tech? There is no age limit, okay, in as much as you can do the job. All right, you can appear in interviews. There is no age limit for that. I've worked with 60-year-olds. I've worked with 18-year-olds, and if you find yourself anywhere between those ages, you're good to go. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Okafor, have you now been able to fill the attendance? Have you been able to fill the attendance now, Okafor? Valentine, your hand came up. Did you want to speak with me before we call it a day? I still have 6 minutes on this call.
Good evening. Good evening.
Go ahead, please. Good evening.
Yeah, I would like you to reserve a seat for me. I think by tomorrow I should make a commitment as well.
Okay. Let me see your full name so that I can take that down.
Okay, Valentine Asher.
Okay, Valentine Asher. So that is reserved. That's 4 people for tomorrow right now.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. So just send me a DM also. You can send me a DM beforehand, just so that that's an extra layer of notes for me. Who else has their hand up? Let me see. I have 5 minutes on this call. Williams, Joshua, go ahead, please.
Yeah, please. I would like to reserve a seat also.
Okay. Williams. So I can see more hands coming up. Okay. So let me. Well, I'll give everybody an opportunity to speak. Let me just take time to. So that's William, Joshua. Who else? Philemon Dogo. I hope I pronounce your name well. Go ahead, please.
Okay, sir, my question is the software packages that we're going to use in the course, are they, is there any one of them that is paid or subscription based, or
Okay.
they are actually open source and free to use?
Yeah, so very good question. Okay, now technically they are all free to use, all of them. The only case, okay, and I would want you to listen to me very attentively. Now, the only case where you need to subscribe is if you are using a Mac, okay, and you want to use Power BI, okay, and you, because this is how it works. If you want to use Power BI on a Mac, that's Microsoft Power BI, you would need to download an emulator, okay, parallel Windows. Now, when you download that, you will then be able to use it. So we used to tell people that if you are using a Mac, delay the downloading of Power BI to when your Power BI training is about to start, so that you download it at that point so you can use it for free throughout the training. Okay, so that's the advice we give to people. I don't know, are you using a Mac or a Windows?
No, I'm using a Windows.
All right, fantastic. So count it as open source 100% for you then. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, it does.
All right. So I hope you've also secured your seats ahead of the June cohort. Have you done that?
Yes, I have actually.
All right. So was it this night? I hope you sent me a DM. Was it this night?
No, not this night. It was I think last week.
Oh, okay. All right. So, all right,
Yeah.
no issues. All right, congratulations then. Who else? Teva. I hope I pronounce your name well. Teva Verishima.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm not going to sue you for that.
All right, but on a scale of 1 to 10, did I get it? How much? How?
Not really. 5.
5. Okay, that's bad. That's
It's
not
actually
good.
pronounced TV.
Oh,
So it's pronounced Tayvay.
Oh, okay, TV. Okay, all right. So I'll take note of that then. Next time.
Yeah, thank you. Very insightful course tonight. I look forward to it, and it met my expectations. So I'm going to book a seat. Hopefully this night. I'm quite engaged now. So if I don't do that this night, tomorrow early morning, but I should do that this night.
Okay, that's fine. So I'll just go ahead and take down your name just in case. Okay. So yeah. All right. So I'll be expecting your DM then. All right. So I have Dan. So I'll take Dan and then I'll take Meredith. So, and we'll close down the session for tonight. So Dan, go ahead, please.
Yeah, good evening and thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
I want my question in 2 forms. The first one, what are the tools we'll be making use of? Is Python included? That's the first. And the second, is there a package for just mentorship? Because I actually learned on my own to a large extent, like just through YouTube, can make use of Excel and some other tools, SQL and the likes. But Power BI, not really proficient. So I just want to know, is there a package for just mentorship, like just to more or less put me through, when I get to data, how to actually go about it? That's my question.
Fantastic question. For your very first question, I'd love to ask, which program are you looking at? Is it data science or data analytics?
Data analytics.
Okay, so for data analytics, you won't be doing Python because you don't need Python. Python is for
Okay.
data science.
Okay.
While as for your second question around offering mentorship as a standalone
Yes.
program, we used to do that before. Okay, when we just started operations, we used to do that. But one thing we noticed is that because we used to put the prospect to the test, most people do not scale through when it comes to the technical aspect that they say they know how to do. So what we've done is we've scrapped that. So the package comes fully. Okay. So and most people have been able to, testify that yes, I get value, even if I've taken a program before. We have some people who have taken another training program before, but they come here and then they say, you guys do it a lot differently. Okay, so I would advise you also to do the same so that you don't miss out on anything. Because guess what? Let me tell you why. When you are learning the technicalities, the experts you're going to be working with will also be sharing some information about the career path that is not even stated in the curriculum. Out of their experience, they'll tell you some real things that you would be missing out on if you say you don't want to pass through the technical part of the training. So, trust me, I don't want you to miss that down. So, my advice for you would be go through it, experience it in full, so you don't miss anything. Okay, what do you think?
Okay. Okay. Can I? How about tomorrow? I need to
Okay.
talk to a couple of people because my schedule really it's really tight, and since it's online, because I
Yeah.
get to do other jobs too online, so I have to
Make
look at
time
my
for it.
make time for it. So
Okay.
by
All
tomorrow,
right.
I'll be able to decide on that.
Okay, no problem. What's your full name then? Let me write it down like others. So the reason I'm writing it down also, just if in case you're still on the call and you're listening to me, only those who are booked for tomorrow would have a slot for tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
So what's your full name, please, so I can take that down.
Daniel.
Okay.
Daniel. Then
uh,
AWE is the surname.
AWA. Okay. All right. All
Yes.
right. Okay. So that's noted. So I have 7 people for tomorrow. Okay. So who else? It's already 10:02. Meredith, go ahead, please. Okay, I'm not sure if Meredith is here. Sean, you can take that space then.
Okay, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good evening. I just want to book a spot for tomorrow.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So your full name would be Seun.
Oluwaseun Obatoke.
Okay, Oluwaseun Obatoke. So you can also take the initiative of sending me a DM beforehand.
Okay,
So
okay.
that,
I'll do
yes,
that.
so that it's a lot easier like that. But yes, I've still taken down your name
Thank you
on my
very much.
notes. So yeah. All right. So I think that would be all. Is there any other question? Okay. All right. Go ahead then. You'll be the final person for tonight. Go ahead.
The class was very insightful. I truly appreciate. Okay, so
It's a
my
pleasure.
question
I'm
is,
glad you could have value there.
yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so my question is that I have somebody that I know will be very interested in this data analytics. So I don't know
Okay.
how I can get the person on board. Is there like a flyer or like a link or something that I could send to the person for probably for another webinar by the time she joins and she hears everything? Because this is not something I can tell somebody. She has to be here to be really convinced. I don't know if you understand. So
I
yeah, she has
understand
to
you.
be has to be online to listen to everything and head to be really convinced that this is what she needs. I don't know if there is something like that, so I can forward to her, or if there is going to be
Okay.
another future webinar
That she
and
can
like
join.
that she can join, so that she'll know that this is what she truly needs now.
Okay. That makes absolute sense. So this is what you do.
Okay.
For me. Do you think the person can be available to speak with me tomorrow? I can, although I'm fully booked for tomorrow, but judging from what you just said, I can slot the person in for a discussion. Maybe tomorrow evening. Will the person be available by that time?
Okay, I wouldn't be sure, but I'll have to give her a call to find out. And it's quite late now, so it will still have to
Yeah.
be tomorrow.
Yes. So you
So
have
it's just,
tomorrow morning. So reach out to the person maybe tomorrow morning. Okay.
okay.
Then you can then let me know. I don't know if you have my contact already. 0703 215 8619. I could just type it in the chat box so you pick it up from there. Let me type it again. 0703 215 8619. So you can just give me a DM. Oh, hello, it's Meredith from the session yesterday. I said I had someone. Okay, we can continue the conversation from there. So I think a one-on-one with the person, yes, a one-on-one with the person at this point would make more sense. Okay.
Okay. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
It's a pleasure. So thank you everyone for taking our time to be here. If you are still here as at this time, means you got value for your time, and I'm truly appreciating you for your time. So I hope to see each and every one of you in class come 9th of June 2025. Let's get you started. Let's get you on board and give you value. Cheers, guys. Have a wonderful night's rest.